everyone. My name is Kudzai and I want to welcome you once again to On the Money, a financial education program brought to you by Old Mutual. We know that this program is premised on the big 5 animals that are found in Africa. We have the leopard, the elephant, the lion, the rhino, as well as the buffalo. And from every one of these animals, we've been learning around certain characteristics and behaviors that can teach us about managing money. Last time, we looked at the secret of the elephant, where we said that an investment in knowledge, which is a budget, can help us to manage our money better. Today, we want to focus on the secret of the lion. Lions are very social cats, king of the jungle. They are found in groups that are referred to as prides. Another interesting thing about lions is that the males have manes, much like mine, but the lionesses do not. How they live in their society is such that the lionesses, which are the female lions, do all of the hunting. But it's more interesting to note this, that even though the lionesses do all of the hunting, it is the male lions that eat first. And there's something to be learned from this. Because in their ecosystem, in order for all of them to be able to live and survive and even thrive, there's got to be some form of order. So the lionesses will do all of the hunting, but the male lions are responsible for all of the protection or the protecting of the pride. This way, they can be able to live in balance. And so the one who protects eats first. You need not worry about the balance that comes through this. The male lions know to eat only that which is sufficient for them, and they'll then leave what is needful for the rest of the pride. And so everyone can live happily together. Lionesses doing all of the hunting, and then male lions doing none of the hunting, but doing all of the protecting. And it is important that they always eat first. Because when they eat first, then everybody else is able to live. And from that secret, you and I can be able to learn some things around managing our money. The secret of the lion is saving. When we say save, we are referring to you taking away something from the income that you have, setting it aside so that it can be able to protect you in the times to come. And so the secret of the lion is extremely simple. Pay yourself first, and then you can be able to live on the rest. Before we get into the details of why saving is important and how you must save, it is important to also reflect on why many people do not save. There are always excuses when it comes to saving. And the first one, which is the most prominent that many people raise, is I don't earn enough to be able to save. And from my income, as far as I can tell, it's so little that if I dared to try save, I'll be left with literally nothing. We want to say it is important to learn that principle. You see, if you consume everything that you make, remember the allegory we gave you from the lions. If the lionesses were to eat, they would be left uncovered, absolutely no protection. And so that debunks that theory. It does not matter how small you think your income may be or how large it may be, all of us can be able to get on track in terms of building up wealth by learning not to consume everything we make. And what do we call that? We call that saving. Some also give this excuse that my children always want things. They are always losing hats. They'll need a new satchel. I'll need to replace their lunch boxes. They are losing stationery every week. I have so much to pay for. I can't be able to save. Again, we would respond and say that saving is an important principle that must be done in spite of the many things that happen around us. You recall when we looked at the secret of the elephant, how we highlighted that expenses are always going to be a part of our life. There are always going to be things we're going to need to pay for. And we said at that moment, we can plan for those things. In the same way, we can also plan for saving and ensure that it is aligned within our budget. So any one of us can make saving a habit. What you need to understand is that the underlying thing when you save is what we call delayed gratification. Delayed gratification simply means I have something in my hand, I could spend it, I could use it, it is money that belongs to me, but I choose to delay spending it until a later date. It's the same type of energy that you would use if you were eating a meal of sadza, green vegetables, and beef stew. Sadza is a common food that is eaten in Zimbabwe. It's a staple. And we know that the correct way for many people to eat that meal is to take a bit of the sadza, dip it into the vegetables and soup, and you continue to repeat that process. Most people will then conclude on a high note with the meat. So they'll save the meat right till the end. If you're able to do that when you're eating a meal, then you know that you have the capacity to save. Anybody can save. It is also important to appreciate that when it comes to saving, the amount in itself is not as important as the consistency. You see, someone who is saving $1 or $10 or $100 every month consistently over month by month through to many years will do much better than the person who over 10 years saves $1 in year 1, $10 in year 2, $4 in year 7. The person who consistently saves will be by far better off after all has been said and done. It is also important to note that when we save, it's not just for negative things. I know many times when we teach about savings, we talk about saving for a rainy day, saving for emergencies, which is all fine and good. But it's also good to save for things that bring you joy. Save for things that you would not ordinarily be able to pay for unless you were saving. One simple example is you want to purchase for yourself a handset. You know that it costs you $200. You might not be able to have $200 in one go in a month because perhaps your income is that exact $200. You still have to pay for other living costs. But perhaps you can be able to discipline yourself to set aside $50 for the next 4 months. You can be able to attain your target. And so many times, saving is used to be able to purchase what we call large ticket items. You want to purchase sofas, you want to get some household equipment, and perhaps you want to save up a deposit towards a house. The value and the principle of saving, which is the secret of the lion, will never go away. It must be done. Here are some simple practical pointers concerning saving. The first thing you must do is decide how much you want to save. Now, ideally, you want to make sure that you save at least 10% of your income. But we do understand that if you're coming from a point where you were saving absolutely nothing, to move from 0 to 100 might be not practical, it might be too much to ask. If you cannot save 10% every month of your present income, just decide on a specific amount. You've got to start somewhere. Like we said, if the amount is $10, then make sure you consistently save that amount for the next month remaining. That will help you to start out. So 10% is ideal, but if not, select an amount you can consistently save. It is also important, once you decide the amount you want to save, that you think about how you make the saving. You see, there's got to be a specific home for the money that you are setting aside. Remember, we said that expenses will not end, there will always be expenses. It's a good time also to begin to internalize the formula around saving. Many times when people do not save, it is because they look at the two things and they say, this is my income and these are my expenses. If you try and save from the leftovers after paying for every expense, there will definitely never be any money left over. However, it is important that you be intentional with that amount that you selected to save. Take that away from your income first before you pay for every other thing. Remember, we say the secret is you pay yourself first and you live on the rest. And so that amount which you take out in paying yourself first, which is saving, you want to make sure you find a home for it. There are various things and there are various places where you can put your money towards savings. Also important to realize that for many of us, the intention is to beat inflation. You not only want to set aside the money, but you want to be sure that at the time you use the money, it still retains reasonable value. And so depending on the amount that you are saving, you must begin to do the research around the best place to preserve your funds and also to grow the money. So we don't just save to save. Many times we save and immediately begin to invest. But we'll talk more about investing when you come to the secret of the buffalo. As we build step by step, it is important that you start by securing the ability to save. Different channels are available to save your money. All things being equal, if you're in an environment where inflation is not an issue, we would say start with a savings account. This is important because there's a difference between a transactional account where you receive your income and you make payments and you do your day-to-day transactions, There's a difference between that account and what we would call a savings account. So ordinarily, a bank would be able to offer you a specific account for saving. Ask your banker for that specific account, because a savings account has the upside that you will not lose your money to banking charges. If you put in $5, as a minimum, you should come back and see $5 plus a little bit of interest. Granted though, when there is inflation, a savings account may not be the best place to put your money in the long run. You want to think about places where you can put small or large amounts of money and they're still growing in some way while you are saving your money. And so Old Mutual has a product that is called unit trusts. That's a really great way for anybody with any reasonable amount of income to be able to invest. You can put your money in unit trusts where not only it is preserved, but there is the potential that it may grow. The idea behind saving is to set aside money. And please remember, when you set aside your money or when you save, it is not money that is lost. It literally gives you the opportunity to have something to spend in the future. So this is a very important point for those of you that say, yeah, I'm not really a saver, I'm more like, more of a spender type of a person. Saving today guarantees you that you'll have something to spend in the future. So you can consider alternative ways of saving your money. We did say that a bank savings account could be a really good start, assuming that the interest rates at that moment are able to beat inflation. And it is certainly safer than putting your money under your pillow. Anything could happen. It could be eaten by rats. It could be stolen. But the biggest threat to your saving under the pillow is you yourself. As long as you know you've got some money somewhere in the house, you're more likely than not going to spend it rather than to save it. You can also convert your money from your local currency wherever you are to a currency that is less likely to lose value. That's a very simple and easy way for most people to save money, because it doesn't matter how much or how little you have. You can always be able to convert that amount to a currency that is able to be used in the future, that you can access and be able to achieve your financial goals. Another simple way of saving money is joining a savings club, what in Zimbabwe we call Mkando, or as some like to call it, Maround, where you basically come together as family or as friends, and all of you decide, and you can do this even with work colleagues, you decide that every month in our group of 5, everyone will put in $10. What is nice about how people do savings clubs now is that not only do they bring that amount together, they can even go ahead and lend it to members of the group or people outside of the group for interest, and thereby be able to preserve the value of their saving. Quick note on this one though. You want to make sure that if you're going to get into a savings club, it is number one, with people who you really know. So it can't be any stranger off the street. It can be someone you just met, perhaps at church or in a bar or at work, who you don't really know. It's got to be someone who you know and trust. Also important that when you get into a savings club, it be with people who have similar saving objectives as you do. So if perhaps you're all saving towards an exam, then you can group together. If you're all saving towards buying perhaps a handsets, you can all group together, because the things that you are focusing on are common. You have common goals. Last but not least is one of the simplest ways that people have been using since time immemorial to preserve their wealth. You can save in the form of livestock. And so if you enjoy livestock and you have a place to take care of them, you can be able to save some of your income in the form of small livestock like goats, or even larger ones like cattle. After all has been said and done, what we want everyone to go back to is that simple secret of the lion. You pay yourself first, you live on the rest, which means save from all of the income that you have, so that in the time to come, you have a soft landing when there are emergencies. But not only that, this becomes the first foundation towards you growing your wealth. So after all has been said and done, we want to make sure that the secret of the lion, which is saving, becomes a habit. Many of us may not have been taught some of these things growing up. We have an opportunity, if we have children, to begin to teach them around saving. They can start with piggy banks, and as Old Mutual, we have a piggy bank program where children can begin to take money from their allowance, take money that they generate from chores, money that they're gifted with from family, friends, and begin to save that money. It could be in local currency if it's for a small goal, or a very short-term goal. But if it's for longer-term goals and perhaps bigger items, they can be able to convert that money as they go from local currency to a currency that is easy to save in. Support from family is a very powerful thing as you begin to walk the journey of saving. Because you can all start together with the end in mind. Perhaps you are saving towards a holiday. Perhaps you are just building up an emergency fund for the family. All of these things can be powerful motivators to make sure that in the day of trouble, you are covered. But not only that, to make sure that the things you cannot be able to attain in 1 month can be attained in the time to come through the secret of saving. So go ahead and do this thing. Sit down, reflect on your present budget. Think about places where you can make adjustments. There's never a time when there's money that is glaringly available to save. It is you that must make that decision. Remember that in On the Money, what we think about the most is managing our money. Managing money is always more important than making it. So go ahead and decide on an amount you will save, decide how you will save it, and begin to walk this path towards your financial freedom and building your wealth. Thank you so much once again for watching On the Money, a financial education program brought to you by Old Mutual. It's been fantastic to have you here. My name is Kudzai. I really look forward to you joining us next time as we look at the secret of the rhino. Cheers!